sports fans, ASMR Sports back with you. Today we have a non-sports card video, of which I've been doing more lately to ensure that we have enough spice in our lives, and variety is the spice of life. Let's do a pineapple, I believe. Gumball. The other day I mentioned that I saw a local comic book shop in my area had posted on Facebook about how they have these 20-issue, $20 comic grab bags for the holidays. They're even gift wrapped nicely with this pretty nice comic book character. Wrapping paper. So, the only thing I know about this is there's 20 comic books in there. I was reading this little sticker, and it says includes comics from 2022/2023 and 2 incentive variant novels rated teen plus. I sincerely hope this doesn't mean all of the comics, like includes only comics from 2023 and then this thing, because if it does, I have no idea what comics are out in 2022 and 2023 that I would have any real interest in. What I'd really love to see is older comics from like the 70s and 80s, but I just have no idea if there's going to be any of those in here. When I was at this comic book store, I did look around a little bit, and they have a bunch of, kind of those long boxes of comics. And they did have a section with $1 comics. And I looked through those briefly, and they had, quite a few from like the 80s. And I was thinking, oh man, I really hope this doesn't like end up being a dud, because I would have much rather have spent the money on like $20 comics, $21 comics from that box, where I could have definitely gotten some 80s stuff. So let's just find out. So I did sort of gather just from feeling it that every comic in here is bagged and then has a little backer, which is pretty cool, I have to say. For $1 per issue, and you get a bag and a backing thing. Seems like a good deal. There's a large bag for everything. Okay. See, these are both directions, so I do see some older comics. I'm excited about that. I think I thought maybe those graphic novels were all going to be at the front, but doesn't appear so. Alright, well, Well, very interestingly, some of these, it seems to have their price tag on them. And this one, for example, had a $10 price tag on it, which, considering I paid $1 for this, seems like pretty awesome. Who knows what this is actually worth? I guess if I looked up on eBay, I could find out. It looks like it's called Mosley, though interestingly, there's really not a lot of writing. I don't know how many of these I'm going to pull out, especially the modern ones. I might pull out more of the older ones, because I actually want to see what's inside those. These I don't really care about. Kind of crazy that they don't have any, like, writing on the front there. It's just a graphic. But inside, you'll see it says Mosley, Chapter 2, Belly of the Beast. This is from 2023. It says right here. I was just curious to see on these newer ones if they have, like, you know, in the old ones they used to have ads, but this is just all comic. This one, Boom Studios. Okay, so interesting. Hopefully I'll have some comic book experts in the comments that can tell me if any of this seems like, you know, a particularly decent deal for $1 a book. These other modern ones I'm not going to really open up and look at. Aller Tucker, Hollow Heart. Original retail price of $3.99. This is issue 1. This looks like this looks like a space suit. That looks like an alien or something. Seems kind of interesting. I find myself sort of interested to see what the heck this is all about, but I'm not going to dig into that one just yet. This one is, I don't know, TRVEKVLT. I don't know what that's supposed to say, but this does look like a number 1 issue, which, you know, of course, is always what you want in comics. So, kind of cool there. Extreme X-Men number 1, Marvel. Okay. So there's Wolverine, but I don't know if I recognize any of these other X-Men. They're kind of nouveau, more modern X-Men. Doesn't have a year on this either. I'm sure it would say inside. Wow, what is this? So we got a 6-pack. It says Marvel Comics 6-pack Thor. What does that mean? Now this I have to open because I gotta see if it's all Thor or it's just, I don't know, 6 other, you know, unrelated comics that happen to be bundled together for no apparent reason. Maybe they did that, or maybe they're connected in some way. I don't know. Let's check it out. Alright, well, there's Thor number 16. There's Thor number 17. So those two are related, but then this is definitely not Wolverine Black, White, and Blood. #1, this looks pretty cool. That's a pretty sweet cover, I have to say. I might look at that one a little bit. Here's X-Force, #11. War of the Realms, The Punisher. So, I don't know, the only thing these have in common, it seems, is that they are Marvel comics. Is this like sort of an erotic, I guess she's scantily clad. But, oh, look at that, there's an ad. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters comic book, I presume. What other kinds of things are they going to have in here? Just more ads for other comics from Marvel. But no, like ads for, I don't know, toys or stuff. Let's take a look at this Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood. Oh, there we go. There's an ad for M&M's Fudge Brownie. That's fun. And here's an ad for Universal Studios Orlando. So I like that. Wow, look at that. There's Wolverine. That kind of looks like Wolverine too, so what's going on here? Is this like, sort of like bad Wolverine or something? Some kind of mutant? Marvel, eat the universe. My pumpkin spice sense is tingling. I'm not going to read any of these comics. I just want to give you a sense of what's in them. So that is a video game. Contest of Champions. So alright, so I guess it's just a bundle of 6 miscellaneous Marvel comics. 2 of them were sequential. Citizen Watch. Video game. Looks like a TV show. I don't know what that is. Maybe an album or something. It's music. Very interesting. Very interesting. I hate the tape on these things because they just stick to the friggin' things when you're trying to slide it back in. Okay. Well, look at that. This one was $20. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth 6. DC, that's Superman up there. Gee whiz, I'll have to look up those on eBay. So this is the kind of thing I'm looking for here. 1993, so this is not that old, but it's certainly older than any of these other ones, which all appear to be from the last few years. 64-page annual Amazing Spider-Man. Look out, Spidey Annex just hit town. I wonder if that's like the first appearance of Annex, and if he might show up in a movie or something someday, and then this comic's worth a ton. Probably not. Let's take a look what was in a comic book in 1993. That doesn't seem that long ago to me, but for some of you youngsters, you probably say, oh man, I don't even know what the world was like in 1993. Well, let me tell you, it was pretty great. Army of Darkness movie ad. Oh yeah, look at this. Game Boy, Super Nintendo. That's probably Sega Genesis. Video games. Oh, that's awesome. Here is comic book store with an ad selling back issues. That's awesome. Mile High Comics, I've heard of them. Are they in Denver? Yeah, probably a suburb of Denver. Pretty cool that they have pictures of the place inside. I like that. Toys. Very cool. Yeah, this is what I came for, guys. This is what I came for. Not the comic, but the other stuff in the comic. Pretty cool. This is a Spider-Man, though, as opposed to a comic I'd never heard of. And another Super Nintendo ad here for some Tiny Toon Adventures game. Some kind of like little Reader's Right thing on this section. Over here, more, I don't know what these are. These are like board games. Yeah, Robotech. Interesting. Is this like a comic within a comic here? I think it is, yeah. And another comic within a comic. There's Venom. And our last ad. Oh, look at that. That's a beauty. Sega CD, the short-lived kind of CD add-on to the Sega Genesis. Love it. Oh, look at that. Oh, what are those guys? Oh, Crisscross. That they had a game apparently. I gotta show you this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Crisscross and CNC Music Factory had, I guess, content. That may have just been, that actually may just be videos, not like a game, any gaming content. Looks like it's some kind of like make your own video sort of software. Alright, and then lastly we have Crunch and Munch on the back. Who doesn't want Crunch and Munch? Well, that was fun. I hope that's not the only like older comic book that ends up being in here. Pretty cool. So they were selling this one for $2. Here we've got the Mighty Thor with a $3 price sticker on there. Looks like number 8. Civil War 2. Number 1. $4 price sticker. Alright, here we got X-Force. Flashback. Number 1. This one was selling for $3. This looks like an older style, but I feel like that might be like a retro design kind of thing, rather than this being actually from, you know, like the 90s or something. But we're gonna find out. I'm just ripping through this tape now, so I don't have to worry about it getting sticky when I put it back. But I'll have to retape it if I want it, you know, sealed. Well, this does look like it's retro. Let's find out. Look at that Crunch Berries ad. Come on. 1997, so it's a little bit older than that Spider-Man that we just went through. Tangy Taffy. That's funny, I don't remember this design for Tangy Taffy. I remember seeing a lot of Tangy Taffy back in the mid-90s. And even now, I see it in the stores, but it's never looked like that. Oh, what's this? A card game from Fleer Skybox. Overpower. I've never heard of that. You guys ever heard of that? Probably kind of came and went very quickly sort of thing. What is this? Comic Book Champions Fine Pewter Limited Edition series. Okay, so they're little like figures. Kind of cool. There's a PlayStation that looks like the PS1 right there. Show you that close up. PlayStation 1 right there. So, yeah. I believe that was about 97 that came out. Kind of as the, the Super Nintendo was really getting antiquated, and Sega and their Sega CD and all their kind of add-ons and extensions to that thing were making way for like the Sega Saturn, which never really caught on. Here we got another comic dealer, East Coast Comics. Here we have Sega Saturn. Nice. Sega Saturn. Fighters Mega Mix. Some kind of fighting game. You can subscribe to all your Marvel Comics. What is this? Just posters. Or no, it's posters that come in cereal boxes as a promotion. And there's the Cheetos on the back, so that was pretty fun. I really want something from the 80s. Man, I wish I could get a nice 80s comic book. Alright, here is Dark Knights of Steel. $5 on that one. DC Shadow War Alpha. I think that the date up here, 9/6/2023, is when this probably came out, roughly speaking. I think they put that in there. Looking at the store and some of the other stuff they had, I think they basically put that on there when they receive a comic. So it could be the date they received like an older comic if they bought a collection or something. Or with newer comics, it means the date that they basically, got it, from the publisher. Alright, DC Justice. This is from August of this year. It's got a $2 price tag on it. Just 2 more left here. Barnstormers. A Ballad in Levin. Murder Dark Horse Comics. And finally we have Batman Spawns. I believe this is a graphic novel. We'll take a quick peek at this one. Which I think this one is a graphic novel too. Not sure which other ones qualify as a graphic novel. I remember that sticker on the package said there was I think 3 graphic novels. Yeah, this is definitely one of them. So, Batman Spawn. Written by Todd McFarlane, blah blah blah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to go through this whole thing. There's no ads in these graphic novels, of course. But pretty cool. Pretty cool if you're a Todd McFarlane and Batman fan. Well, folks, that's what we got for today. I did pick up one other thing that I'll just give you a preview of before I go. I saw it and I couldn't resist. Return of the Jedi Marvel Super Special. So it's the official comics adaptation of the greatest space fantasy of all. So I think this is basically, and this is a magazine size. This is bigger than a comic book. But it's basically a comic treatment of the entire Return of the Jedi movie. So I'm guessing this is from 1983. It certainly looks, old. So I hope it's going to have some cool ads for some Star Wars, like toys or something like that in there. But I'm going to do a whole, I think, episode on this this book and show you guys the inside in detail when I have a bit more time. But yeah, not today. So hope you guys enjoyed the comic book content. That's the first time I think I've ever done any comic book related stuff. So I'm sure there's comic book collectors out there. Seems like there's a pretty good overlap between sports card collectors and comic book collectors. Maybe like, I don't know, 10% overlap or something. But I don't know. I had fun. I like comic books in general, but I don't really collect them. So, all right, folks. See you next time. Have a great one.